What is up, guys? In this video I have a mountain of British lollies and sweets. This is an Australian trying British lollies and sweets for the very first time. Gotta let you know a secret, I'm from England, but I haven't tried this stuff for like 12 years. So it's kind of like I'm trying this for the first time, but I have all the stuff that I remember from my childhood here and stuff that I recommend for you guys. Anything from like mixed lollies, we've got the bonbons, they're important. We've got Galaxy, we've got Lion chocolate bars, we've got the flying saucers, we have these things that I used to remember. We have almost everything. Monster Munch, we've got hula hoops. Man, all this stuff. We've got penguins, Rolos. We've got Jammy Dodgers here. We've got this stuff as well. We've even got Yorkie chocolate bars. Anything from like, you know, mint cake that they used to have. Man, we've got Galaxies, Lion, Jelly Babies. We have everything. Fruit pastels. So we're gonna try all this stuff again for the very first time in a way. It's been like 12 years, but we're gonna find out which ones are the best, which ones are kind of average, but have a lot of really good stuff here. This is like $100 worth of British shop stuff. So I'm very excited to try this stuff. So let's delve right in. So the first thing, what's it? Man, I don't remember anything about What's-Its, to be honest. They are very cheesy. They have nothing like this over here in Australia, where it's like, it's something similar, but they're like the balls. But these are so much better. What I love about these are like, they're cheesy, wafer, and so just taste so good. These were really good, I highly recommend them. Now the quavers, the lady was going on about these quavers, and my mom absolutely loves these quavers. These are really good. So these are like a wafer as well. These are more of the crisps. That's what they call them, crisps instead of chips. That was the biggest thing that I had to overcome when coming to Australia, was knowing the difference between crisps and chips. Because fries are over here and over there, it's crisps and chips. But chips over here are fries. So it's all weird. So over in Australia we have Smiths. In England we have Walkers. So these ones are the cheese and onion flavor. They always had the weirdest flavors. They had tomato ketchup flavor, which was just completely bizarre. They even had the prawn cocktail flavor. That was so weird. These are alright. They're all so good. Like, how am I going to decide which one's like mid-tier or high-tier? Even low-tier. We got the Monster Munch. Man, these we used to go crazy over. So these things have like the weirdest shapes. Man, they just hit so good. If you want like the best value for chips, get the Monster Munch because they're so big. Now hula hoops, we used to put these on our fingers and you'd be like, will you marry me? And they'll be like, oh yes. But they were like tiny, they were like this big, right? So you just put them on your finger like that and then you eat them. They're not as good as I used to enjoy them, but I'm thinking like the Monster Munch is probably the best one. Alright, so now we've got a whole bunch of lollies and stuff we can try. These are kind of hard. So a lot of this stuff is just made out of just pure sugar. So this is what they were like. So they would have these like lollies with like little colors on them and stuff like that. More like an everyday sort of snack. I don't know, a sour sort of aftertaste. They're sort of mid sort of tier, I would say. I remember these as well. So these were crazy, these necklaces. I used to love these. So basically, that's what they were. You used to just hang them around your wrists all day, like this. And then you would just eat at them like this. So you would do that. By the end of it, your mouth would feel like really ulcery, dehydrated in a way because they're so sugary. These were definitely like mid-tier, low-tier in a way. Definitely fruit pastels. They have to be up there, man. Fruit pastels were definitely a great memory. Oh, man. They're just top tier, man. They're so like soft and just amazing. Fruit pastels are top tier. So this is called Double Dip. It will come in 3 different stages of the packet if you want to explain it like that. But basically you would have like the dipping thing, but this is like made out of just pure sugar. You would have 2 different dips. So we've got like sherbet in the middle of these. So I don't know if you can see it properly. But in the middle there, we've got like a red one, and at the end we've got a yellow one, so that's more of the lemony one. But get it in there, and then you get heaps of the sugar. Oh, that's nice. That's more orange. The middle one's more like, more like a different flavor. I don't know, it has that marzipan flavor that I was talking about with, I was talking about that drink, with the Logan Paul KSI drink, Prime. How's that flavor again? That's definitely like mid-tier, I reckon, because I like that end flavor. Has a good flavor to it. I like how you have like the choice of the two different dips though. Next we'll do the jelly babies. Now these were actually quite a popular snack in England, so they'll come in different like colors and stuff. So we have the green ones, the yellow ones, the red ones and stuff. So they're all different sort of shapes. They have this really odd sort of texture to them. They have this weird sort of, they're soft, but they have this crunch. So the gelatin is really interesting with these. If I was to break it, that's what it looks like on the inside. It's all just like really weird flavors with these ones. If I can remember, they just had like this really weird soft gelatin sort of feel. So they can squish quite easily and they're really soft. I'm gonna put these in the low tier because like, I'm just not enjoying these because they just have this really weird, squishy sort of gelatin thing to it, if that makes sense. Dolly mixture. Now, this was a really important part of my childhood, man, because we used to go to Beamish and even the Lake District. British people are watching this right now, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Especially with Beamish and stuff. Part of the British culture. That's what Jolly mixture is. Even Greggs and sausage rolls. It was just like a mix of random assortments of different sweets and stuff. So that's what you used to get, just like random stuff. I like how you just get different flavors just coming at you all the time. It's top tier because you just get a mixture of just a whole bunch of different stuff. You get such great value in just such a small bag. Flavors, man, the flavors are just great. These were always interesting. So these are rhubarb and custard. My parents used to love these, but I was always like, I don't know about these ones. So these more like sucky sweets, if that makes sense. So they take a while to sort of get into the middle of. So you got the rhubarb and then the custard on the other side. I can't remember tasting these. They are absolutely delightful. I'm gonna put them in the mid. Bonbons, also quite important to British culture right here. Bonbons, man. And they're just like, they just taste great, man. They're just like the perfect texture, the perfect shape, perfect flavor. These bananas, man, the foam bananas, back in the day, bro, we used to love these things. You can taste the banana, but like the texture is so weird from what I remember. They're soft but chewy. I don't really like the texture that much. Like, I'm gonna put it in the low tier, to be honest. I have a feeling these are gonna be like very, very high tier up in the end. So that's what they look like. So we've got a few different variations in England of these, but these, man, they just are so good. Yeah, they're just so soft and they have great flavoring. Overall, like a 10 out of 10 sweet right there. Flying saucers. I used to absolutely love these flying saucers as well, man. They used to have like the strangest smell. Yeah, it's such a particular smell that I can't put my finger on what it is. It has to be the gelatin or something like that. For the milky sort of look, I swear they put like real milk with the gelatin to turn it out like this. I don't know how they turn it out white, but it has a certain smell to it that was prevalent with all sort of like, even milk bottles, I remember in the UK, it smelled like this too. But they still taste great, but they're not my favorite, so they go in the mid tier because they're still great. We're gonna do the UFOs. So the UFOs were always so interesting because this is what they look like, and they're super, super lightweight, and they're super airy. So basically you just go for it, and the sherbet would be very like prevalent at the end of the aftertaste. It doesn't have any flavor because the wafer is so like, but it's got some like sugar in the middle of it, it's sherbet, and that's where you get the taste from. I don't know, you don't get any flavor from the wafer itself. They're kind of low tier because you're not getting any flavor, like too much flavor from them. And they're so airy, like it doesn't really do it for me, you know? And last on the list of sort of non-chocolatey sort of stuff, we've got the jammy Dodgers. So these were definitely OG in England, man. These were one of my favorites. So these were more of a biscuit, which was what I can definitely appreciate these. So they had a jam middle and a biscuit around it, and 2 layers with the jam in between it and the heart in the middle. But like, yeah, it tastes so authentic to what I remember. But like looking back at it now, like 10 years later, it's like my taste buds have changed, obviously, because I've been living in Australia for so long. And then tasting these for the first time again, it's just so weird, like being like, oh, you know, this didn't actually taste that great. Why did I eat that or whatever? These, to be honest, like aren't actually that great. The texture of the biscuit is so crumbly. Jammy Dodgers, man, they just seem like average to me now, to be honest, which is like so heartbreaking to say because I used to love Jammy Dodgers so much. But I just think like the biscuit's so like crumbly. It's very like shortcake and stuff like that, and it's just, I don't know, I'm not vibing with it as much, which is kind of sad. Now let's try this like cake. This is mint cake, so basically for like people who climb mountains and stuff like that, and they used to eat this stuff to sort of survive in a way. But literally, it's literally just glucose and a bit of mint flavoring. Oh my god, that was just straight up sugar hit. And it has the mint flavoring, which, to be honest, I don't like mint flavored stuff anymore. So for me, it's like low tier because of the flavoring. Milky Way stars. This was like a staple for my childhood, man. If these don't taste good now, man, I'll be disappointed in myself. Yeah, they taste great. There used to be these like cool little stars with faces, and they're just delicious, man. Try these Porky Pigs. Or the Percy Pigs. See, I used to love these, but they just taste weird because they're made out of white chocolate. I'm not much of a white chocolate fan. I'm more of a dark chocolate fan these days. Galaxy Minstrels. There were these giant sort of circular chocolate balls. Hard shell, soft inside. They do it. They do the job. They're definitely mid-tier. They're not the highest, they're not the lowest, but they're definitely high-mid. This one, I have no idea what it was. I think I can remember this, but I don't really remember it at all. Just like your basic wafer, toffee inside. Basic, does the job, still great. Yorkie bar, the most sexist chocolate bar you'll ever know in your life. Basically, just look into it, you'll understand why. They're not amazing. They're not the worst. Mid, just does it, it's just chocolate. Galaxy, they were a bit softer. It was a lot smoother than a lot of the other sort of chocolate bars. This for me, like, because it's so smooth and so nice, it probably goes the high tier, to be honest, because it's definitely better than Yorkie. Alright, Lion bars. But basically, just your basic sort of wafer, chocolate sort of thing. The texture is just perfect. I'll definitely eat this all day long. Lion bar for me is high tier. Rolos. Rolos were very prevalent in my childhood. They were always my favorite because they had the chocolate, and then on the inside was like caramel. More toffee than caramel. It was so filling as well because they were full of toffee. Definitely high tier. These are great. Last two. Alright, we're going to start with clubs and then make our way to penguins. So the club biscuit had like this orangey chocolate aftertaste, which is very British. Unfortunately, I could not buy chocolate orange today. Very sad about that. And that's what it looks like. It has the club on the writing on the chocolate bar. I can't eat the whole thing, but they're so good. I love the orange, I love the chocolate. It's the perfect mixture, mate. Penguins. Now, penguins have always had the best jokes in the world. If anyone says otherwise, you're not British. Penguin chocolate bars, man. It's like the Tim Tams of England. Alright, where was the joke, man? I missed out on the joke. What the hell? What have I done? Alright, so the joke here, why can't penguins play football? Because there's snowball. Because there's no ball. Because there's snowball. Oh, mate, penguins, you've done it again. There was just nothing better than a really hard day at school. Come home, have yourself a penguin. Cheer you up, make you feel 10 times better, you know? Penguins, definitely high tier. I'm gonna have to organize this better because it's got too many high tier things. The thing I recommended was like the club biscuits, penguins. Whatsits, they're really good. Galaxy chocolate bar. The Milky Way stars, they're really good. Definitely Rolos. Monster Munch, they're great. Dolly Mixture and Bonbons. They're all really good, so I highly recommend those the most if you're ever visiting England. So like and subscribe if you want to see more of this type of content. See you guys next time.